How do you deal with imposter syndrome in your coaching business? You know that little voice that's whispering, you're not good enough, you don't know enough, you're not perfect, why would anyone want to listen to you? You know what I'm talking about if you have that voice. And most of us do. And so I want to give you some tips and some different ways to think about this because it really shows up for most coaches. I mean, pretty much probably everyone somewhere along the way, if not all the time. So to give you an example, I had a coach this week that I'm working with, helping her with their business, and she was talking about the fact that she helps people with losing weight, and she has lost, I think, over 65 pounds herself. And in the last year or two, she's gained a little bit of it back. And now she's like, oh my gosh, I'm a fraud. I can't help other people. Who am I to tell other people I'm having a hard time losing this weight I've gained back myself? And, what am I supposed to do about that? The other thing also that she is not someone who's maybe, super skinny, or people would look at and be like, oh, you look like a weight loss coach, or whatever we think that looks like, right? Which is silly, because if you've lost weight, you've lost weight, and that's amazing. But these are the things that were really coming up for her, and it comes up for so many people, so many coaches, and it comes up for a lot of people who have struggled with health challenges as well, because let's say you've struggled with, autoimmune issues, or you've struggled with thyroid issues, digestive issues, whatever it is, really thinking that you have to have that issue totally perfect and never struggle with it in order to help people. And this is really just not realistic and not how it works. So I want to talk a bit about this, okay? Just to help you get some clarity around this so that it isn't something that is really sabotaging you or stopping you from moving forward and helping other people, because other people do need your help and you have something very valuable to offer, okay? So first, it's really important to recognize that healing, whatever it is we're working on, whether we're healing a mindset issue, whether we're healing a health issue, a relationship issue, losing weight, whatever that looks like, whatever that healing journey is, it's a never-ending journey, okay? It's not just like there's some special spot that you get to and it's done. For all of us, it is a never-ending journey, okay? So I think recognizing that is really important. It's not like we get to this perfect place ourselves and then we're like, ooh, I can help other people. Like, no, you're always on the journey yourself, and that is okay, because for all of us, that healing journey is never ending. There's always other layers that we can peel back, okay? I think also recognizing that you will have setbacks, whatever it is that has really been your journey and what you're helping other people with. There will be setbacks because none of us are perfect, and we live in an imperfect world, okay? We live in an imperfect world. There's challenges, there's toxins, there's other people that are involved, and other things that are happening in the world that we can't control, right? And so there most likely will be setbacks and whatever it is. So this kind of goes to that never-ending healing journey as well. But this doesn't mean that you can't help other people, okay? I think you need to recognize that you are going to have setbacks just like your clients are, and being real about this and supporting people through this is one of the things that's so important as a coach, okay? So the next thing is just knowing that you only need to be a few steps ahead of the people that you are working with. Once again, you don't need to be at this perfect spot, which doesn't exist. You just need to know more and be a few further steps down that path or down that journey that you're taking people on, in order to be able to look back at where your ideal client is and be able to support them with where they are at right now. And this is why really knowing where your ideal client is on their journey, because for all different challenges, there's different places that we are in that journey, right? So someone could just be at the very beginning, someone could kind of be in the middle, someone could be a little further along. To give you an example, so I used to, when I was doing functional medicine, I used to work with people with digestive issues. And I actually worked with people who already knew quite a bit about nutrition and had already made a lot of changes in their own journey, maybe had already seen other practitioners, even holistic practitioners, and I was working with them, right? So these people were a bit more advanced in their journey, versus if I was working with someone who was eating at McDonald's, right? Or knew nothing about nutrition, had done none of that work, hadn't made any changes themselves. Like, that's a very different person and a very different spot in the journey. And so being clear about where is your ideal client helps you know, like, okay, this is where they are, this is where I am, and I am, this much further ahead of this person and can help them with these different things that they need to, where they need to be making these changes to get to where I am, right? So we're bringing someone to really like where we are on that journey. We don't have to be bringing them ahead of where we are. So I think being clear about that really helps with that. And then when it comes to coaching, like, you're really setting the foundation or the groundwork with someone. So a lot of this has to do with habit changes, with mindset changes, and really making those kind of, it sounds really basic, changes that actually have a huge impact on our life. And if someone is really needing specialized support, that isn't necessarily something that you need to do, unless that's really like your thing as a coach. But for most of us, we're helping them more with like the general setting, the overall health foundation that's going to make a huge impact for pretty much everyone, for everyone you work with. But sometimes someone might need a little additional support, and this doesn't have to be what you do. You could get them, to this point, and then maybe they need to work with a functional medicine practitioner, or they need to work with someone who specializes in hormonal health or something like that. So just knowing, like, you don't have to do it all. You just have to have your specific stuff that can still be super impactful that you are helping your clients with, and being really clear on this can help with that. The next thing to keep in mind is creating a really program or way that you're working with your clients that is authentic and aligned for you. And we're all meant to work with people in our own unique way. And so when you start looking at what everyone else is doing and trying to help your clients by using someone else's program or way of doing things, or, getting caught up in, oh, this coach is doing this, so I have to do this. That's where I think you really do yourself and your clients a disservice. So if you can really reflect back on your own journey and the things that you have found helpful, that you have learned, that you have implemented in your life, the actions that you have taken, and really helping people based on this experience, this is when you are really going to get the best results with your clients. You're going to enjoy your work the most because it's coming from this authentic and aligned place for you. Okay? So these are really my tips as far as dealing with imposter syndrome, and the things I want you to start thinking about so that you can be realistic about this and not beating yourself up, because there are absolutely people out there who you are meant to work with and who are in the perfect spot for you to support. Once again, you don't need to be perfect, because no one is. You just need to be a few steps ahead. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Did you find this helpful? What did you find most helpful? Which tip in this video? And if you want to dive a bit deeper into the steps to building a successful coaching business, I will link a free training that I have that really walks you through the 5 main steps, actually the 6 main steps that really lead to an aligned and authentic business for you. So I will link that below. I want to thank you so much for joining me in this week's video. If you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I do new videos each week, and I will see you in the next video.